So today, it's like a Christmas day when you're 10-year-old, new tool bag day. I'll firstly show you my old one. This obviously isn't my new one. This is what I've always used, these open tote bags. Well, I say I've always used them, used them probably for the last 10, 12 years, I would say. This one's a Stanley Fat Max. No problem with it at all. It's probably still got a little bit of life left in it. There's a couple of bits wearing at the bottom there. This strap did break, but my mum sewed it back up, so that's fine. So what else was there? There was I think one of those there. That stitching there has come away, but it's still perfectly usable. But the reason I wanted a new one, mainly not because this is broken, but in the rainy weather, carrying this from the van to jobs, getting all my tools wet, it's no good. And I was flinging a towel over and stuff like that, so I wanted one with a cover on. So this is what I went for. This one here. As you'll be able to see, if you unzip this compartment, the cover comes out. And covers straight over the top, which I think is quite handy. That is really the only reason I changed this bag and went for one of these rather than another one of those. So this bag, this is made by FACOM or FACOM or whatever. I don't really know what you call them. I've never heard them before, to be fair. And this model is the T20PB. Now it's funny, it says T20PB in the tag, but on my invoice it was, on the invoice is T20PB, but when I ordered it on Amazon it was T20PG, I believe. Oh look, yeah, I've got it written down there, T20PG. There was a previous model which was just the T20, and then I noticed that this is the newer model. I don't really know what the difference is, other than this one is listed as fabric and the other one woven, so whether or not there's something different with this, that's the only thing I can think it can be. Other than that, it looked identical, apart from it was about a tenner cheaper. I think this one was about 65. No, this one was 56 plus VAT, that's right. And the other model, the T20 was 45 or 46 plus VAT, so it was about a tenner difference, but I went for the newer model anyway. Now these are available as a 14-inch and a 20-inch bag. This is the 20-inch. I think this Stanley one, I think this one was originally sold as a 20-inch, but I think it's actually slightly, that's near a 19. I'm sure this one's slightly here. That one is nearer to 20. So it's slightly bigger. I think I'd like to say that was sold as a 20-inch, but it's actually only 19. So yeah, so pretty much similar sort of size. Mixed reviews. Most of them were good on Amazon, but the only one I saw, somebody had said that the sides were flimsy, and within a couple of days they'd bent those in. So I don't know. I mean, to me, they feel pretty much identical to that. So were they just a bit rough with it, flinging it into the van, piling loads of gear? I mean, basically you can damage anything, can't you, if you're rough with it. It pretty much seems similar sort of quality to this Stanley one. The base feels pretty much the same. In fact, that base might be marginally more rigid, but I mean, it's hard to tell. Bear in mind, this bag here is probably 5-year-old, so it's had plenty of hammer. So just going to have to see how it goes. So we'll just do a quick comparison on these pouches, etc. So on the side we've still got a space for a saw. On that one I had a little sort of wood saw, toolbox saw. To be honest, I very rarely use it. I often forget it's there, to be fair. Now this one here shows a picture of a hacksaw, so that'll probably, whether or not that one would have held a hacksaw, I don't know, but it was always sold as holding one of these. Hacksaw would probably be more useful for me everyday general maintenance bag, so I'll probably put the hacksaw in there and just do away with that. It has this extra pouch on the side that one didn't have. On the end, what we got on the end, let's move that saw out the way. We'll go at the end of this one. That's got a single pouch there, quite a big pouch, whereas this has two smaller ones, little bits for drill bits in there, which I obviously haven't used for drill bits in there. I've put a few masonry drill bits in that little tube. Little thing there for holding business cards, which is again probably pretty pointless to be fair. Tape measure holder, which is always nice. This one has those, but on the inside, I don't know whether that's better or worse really. That was quite nice having it on the outside, easy to grab. Whether or not that's going to be more of a fiddle, I don't know. Moving to the other side, what have we got? Pretty much similar setup, so that would have been thrown in there. So there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pouches along there, and we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got an extra pouch along there. I don't know whether we've, yeah, I was going to say they might have been smaller, but probably not. These ones stopped a little bit short, so they're probably similar sort of size, so probably an extra pouch. And the other side, so I keep my drill bits in there. Let's see what we've got here. The same, another big pouch, the same as on the other side. But we've still got, did that one have that strap? No, so we've still got that strap coming over there, so that's slightly different to this. This other side was just a Velcro flap. So inside, let's get that out of the way. That I'll quickly show you this. That there rolls up and feeds up into there. But that would actually be a handy mat for working on if you're on a floor surface or something you didn't want to damage. You can just chuck your gear on there. You could use that as a mat, I suppose. Anyway, I'll roll this up. The only thing that might be a bit difficult, I noticed when I've rolled it up, I've tilted it on the side like that. Obviously when it's full of tools, you're not going to be able to do that, so might be a little bit fiddly doing that. But to be fair, I'll probably want to use that cover now and again in wet weather during the summer or whatever. It's probably not really going to be used. It'll be packed away like that. So on the inside, what have we got on this one? On this one here, I've got elasticated straps for putting screwdrivers and things in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that side, and the same on that side, and then we've got them down there, both sides on that. So on this bag, what have we got? Obviously that end there, the 2 tape measure holders. This end, so get this out of the way. This end here, and there's sort of 4 pouches with elastic around there, probably for chisels or things, could probably go in there. And then at the back there's finer holes, what I think you can see in there, which would be better for screwdrivers and possibly even drill bits, although they tend to fall out the bottom, probably drill bits. I think that'll be best for screwdrivers along there. And then we've got a few bits of, they're not elasticated. Oh, they're not elasticated on that actually, no, it's just like a webbing on there for dropping tools in there. And then obviously you can get your shoulder strap, which is handy. That's quite a nice padded one compared to that one, which is a lot thinner, but it was still fine. It's not as if you're carrying it around all day, but that seems nice and thick. Those probably seem a little bit better. I think I've had these on this one. I'm sure I've had one of those pop out. I don't know whether it was on this bag or on another one, and it ended up falling off. I think it was probably on my electrical bag, which is slightly different to this. But yeah, they're pretty much similar, slightly different in style. But I think I'll get that emptied out and get this loaded up, and we'll see what it looks like. So there's the bag emptied out. Like I said earlier, this is my general maintenance bag for general maintenance work. I've got one for electrical that has all my electrical equipment in, and then a third bag that has a few extra bits and bobs, a few extra big chisels and stuff like that. Other sets of spanners and stuff are in a Vidmar type toolbox in the van. So this is just my basic kit for basic jobs. So you can see there's bits and pieces, bits of radiator bleed valve, keys, these little stop ends. These just for if I have to cap a radiator valve off, Stilsons, tap wrench, you know, selector screwdrivers, punches, grips. These are my old, that's just an old cheap chisel for scraping away. One decent chisel. I have a full, like a nice set of chisels in the van if I was hanging a door or whatever, but if I just had maybe a latch or something to fix, or to, like, to fit in or alter, I'd use that one. Files, little saws, spirit level, just general bits and pieces really. A few adjustable spanners, that nice thin jawed one, that's nice for getting into taps if you're changing tap washers and things. But yep, that's my basic kit there, so I'll get it all popped into this bag. Hopefully it'll all fit nicely. I think I'll go and get my hacksaw out the van. That's in my second tool bag. I'll get that and I'll see if that fits in there. Like I say, I do away with that because I generally use a hacksaw more than I use a wood saw. So there it is, all loaded up. Pretty much similar sort of arrangement as my other bag. I've managed to get both saws in there actually. I've got my hacksaw in and I put that one back in just in case. I did try the hacksaw just out of interest, see if it would go in that old Stanley one, but this pouch wasn't tall enough so it wouldn't anyway. So yep, all loaded up. A couple of slight things I've put, like bits of plumbing things, pipe cutters and grease, PTFE tape, you know, bits like that in that pouch. Just minor arrangements, but pretty much the same. I'll just get this camera off of here and I'll show you so you can see inside. Just pretty much the same, screwdrivers and things all at that end. The only thing I did find, I think that sort of gets in the way of that middle screwdriver. It's neither in nor there really. It's fine. It's maybe like a bit tight packed, but I don't think it's too bad overall. The tape measure, I'll get used to that. One good thing, I suppose, it could have been knocked off of the end of that and fall off. If it falls off there, it falls into your bag. So yeah, pretty much same. I've used this extra pouch on here, my little short stumpy screwdrivers. There, I used to just leave laid in the bottom of there, and they're a bit of a pig to find, so keep them in there. I'm sure I'll change things as I start using it, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. All seems to be pretty good, so hope it's been of use to you. I wish there'd have been a video about this before I bought this, because I sat for about, must have been 2 or 3 hours the other night looking through all different tool bags, and there just wasn't very many with this cover that comes over. There was this, there might have been another couple, but I think they were smaller. There was something that I didn't quite like about them. I'd never heard of this make before, but it seems to be reasonable, and like I say, it seems decent quality. Let's just hope it lasts. So anyway, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that, and thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.